Waiting for it to be live. We're live. Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Wednesday, May 12th, and this is This Week at Gear Report. With me, your host, TJ, or King TJ, as I'm labeled. I was going to be solo. Jeff didn't think he was going to be here, but now he spoiled my fun.
Yeah, no, go ahead. I want you to still have your fun. I'm going to. I don't want to ruin that for you.
All right. Well, everybody knows Jeff, and then who's that on the far side over there? Introduce yourself over there.
Hey, AJ Kunis.
All right. There we go. There we go. Oh, let me get the. Still finagling stuff, Jeff.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. It is. It can be a challenge trying to keep all the software. Juggling the different things you have to do in the background.
I was actually prepared. I've got like tabs open, and I had the banner up already. I was like, that's what I'm talking about.
Wow, literally the only thing published since last week were the 2 guitar reviews, huh? I think one of them, didn't we talk about the yellow one last week? So there's only just that one. I've been sleeping on the job, apparently.
Apparently you have been. Yeah, it's I looked at what was reviewed, and I was like, well, we got guitars to talk about.
Yeah.
Hopefully we have a bunch of stuff coming up.
Yeah, let's hope. So yeah, go ahead. My natural urge is just to kind of take back over, but you know what?
Well, listen,
it's your show, man. Go ahead.
Anyway, wait, hold on. We're going to do the. There we go. This Week at Gear Report is brought to you by Right-On Optics.
Here we go.
Your optic choice. We should do PSAs. I'm getting ready to give them a contact. I need some demos for some things.
Yeah. Hey, Jason's out there. Good to see you. Jason had a mix of good and bad news today with his latest Humvee project. He's got the one that he drives around that is in pretty good shape, and then he's got the one that he just purchased that doesn't run, and it's kind of a basket case right now. And the bad news was he determined that his radiator is rotten, like from the inside out. So he has to get a new radiator, and the radiator for the ECV type Humvees is a little harder to find, a little more expensive. So that's bad. But on a good note, he was able to put a socket on the flywheel bolt, or not the flywheel bolt, the harmonic balancer bolt at the front, and get some motion on the engine. So that means it's not locked up solid, which means that engine may possibly be more readily salvageable and not require an engine swap, which would be really awesome for him. So fingers crossed for Jason that that project continues to go well.
That sounds way cheaper if you don't have to fix an engine.
Mm-hmm.
Defense dads out there, what's up, sir? We have a couple people. All right. We want to talk about the which guitar did we talk about?
We talk about the green one.
Green one.
I'll just go real quick about what I'm doing with those, and really it's 6 weeks from breaking my foot yesterday, right? It was 6 weeks from the time it was broken, or about 6 weeks from about 2:00 this morning is when it was broken. So during that time, and since I'm such a terrible patient and can't stay off my foot, I started doing the guitar stuff to keep me planted in a chair. And I have lots of video I probably should have been editing and a bunch of other stuff, but that's what I chose to do. That's where my ADD took me. And some of the purchases, like the green one that we'll talk about today, there it is, the Kramer Striker, custom S422CR. 422 is the pickup configuration. It has 2 humbuckers and a quad rail, or they call them dual rails and a quad rail. So it's really a like raw, crunchy, really hardcore metal type setup, which is funny because I'm not necessarily playing that kind of stuff. But I bought this in late 2004 and tried to learn how to play it and never really did. And it's the only thing that has survived from that time. I had some other things that I had back then that I have since gotten rid of. And this is the one that stuck around because it's a Korean import. And when it was made in the late 90s, or no, that one was 2002, I think. USA made guitars were where it was at. And then Korea had some pretty high end guitar manufacturing where it's like the economical option to get almost as good as the USA made. And that's where this one came from. And the USA made would have been over $1,000. That one, I think I paid $154 shipped to get it to me. And it's gorgeous. And it sounds really good. Yeah. So there's more details in there if you want to read about how it plays and the pros and cons of the different body shape and neck shape and all of that. That's in there.
Yeah, it was very detailed. I was going to go through it and try to describe something because I knew nothing about this. So I was like, yeah.
I think the way to describe how I'm approaching these is I'm doing like one a week and trying to release them on Wednesdays. It's kind of a reference. So if people are searching for that guitar, there's not a good consolidated source of information for that specific model. And for many of the older models that I'm doing, that I've been buying. So that's what it's really kind of an SEO play, that when people look for that information, I want it to be a good resource for them. So I can generate some traffic there and engage some people. And I've been reviewing a bunch of guitar stuff on Amazon through the Vine program. So it gives me kind of a place to put some of those links as well. So really, I mean, it's no secret. I've been trying to expand the reach of Gear Report into different types of gear for a few years. And this is just one that kind of naturally happened. But it'd be better if I could actually play worth a crap. So then I could do some demos and that kind of thing. But not quite there yet.
I'm waiting to see like where you're at come
yeah.
IP88.
Yeah. So Eric has been known to bring a guitar. So I don't think I'm going to take one. I'm going to be full. I don't think I'm going to have room to take one. But we'll see. If Eric brings one, maybe I can borrow his and impress you with my flailing around on the guitar. Yeah, it's not very impressive, but I'm getting there. So that's the deal with the guitar stuff. It's
at least you're trying to learn something. I mean, I'm still just tinkering with guns.
Yeah. But that's cool too. And you say that, but you remember a year ago you hadn't really done any builds yet, and then you started doing builds, and now you're like a buildaholic. So you act like you haven't been doing the same type of thing, but you know what? That's what keeps you young. Is finding new things to do and the mental challenges and always looking for something to learn. So
I'm gonna stick to basketball a couple nights a week. I'll be good.
Or you could do that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna keep you young. I don't think the guns
keep you young. Yep.
So what do we got? All right, where are we at now? So
that's the only thing that's published. Yeah, and I've still got a few things that are in the. I think the only thing that's right up in the queue is a night vision article that I need to get published. I think I've said 3 weeks in a row it's about to be published. I just haven't done it yet. So there will be a night vision article published very soon. And I've actually gotten. I'm looking at my other computer screen. I think that in the last 2 days I've gotten 4 or 5 or 6 requests. Or proposals for guest post, which they do kind of come in waves. We'll have a bunch of people who send ideas and say, "Hey, I'd like to get something published," and I have to weed through the ones that are just spammy crap and the ones that are like real writers who actually want to write something. And I'm kind of going through that now. I think out of the I'm thinking I have 5 or 6 that look legit out of the probably 15 that have come in the last 2 weeks. So hopefully we'll be able to make a few of those happen.
Yeah. In theory, I should have a couple coming out. I'm almost done with the Swamp Fox.
Cool.
I've almost got the medieval ones. Like, both of those are almost ready. I'm just waiting
Nice.
on some parts to finish that build, and then I can take it to the range.
Cool. And
What do you get
speaking
from
of
Swamp Fox?
What's that?
Sorry about that. What do you get from Swamp Fox?
I got the just the Patriot, one of the rifle scopes.
Nice. I had a good talk with them at SHOT Show 2 years ago now, so seem like pretty cool guys.
Yeah, they've been good to deal with. Just with the ammo the way it's going, it's tough to shell out that ammo every time I go to the range, but got to do it. So
well, that's the holdup that I'm running into right now. I've got the Maxim Defense 300 Blackout PDW. What do they call it? The PDX. It's sitting, and that's an SBR. It's sitting in the safe at Quarter Horse Arms with 200 rounds of ammo, waiting for Dave at Maxim to let me know. That was supposed to be a combination SBR and silencer, but they didn't send the silencer yet. So I don't know what's happening with that. I know my luck is if I go out and do any shooting and burn some ammo, then the silencer is going to show up, and I'm like, oh, I already shot all the ammo. Now I got to spend a bunch of money to redo what I've already done.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of sitting on that one. It's driving me nuts because that is such a cool little PDW.
I think I'd still take it out, just at least throw one mag through it, just to
I probably
sure it works properly,
Yeah, Mr. Dobson's there. Good to see you. All right. AJ, you said you were on kind of short time, but you had some Humvee stuff to talk about. What's going on in your neck of the woods?
Well, I won a Humvee last week on GovPlanet, so I get to go through that experience.
Nice. It is an experience.
Yeah, it sounds that way. I've got my bids back for shipping, and they're way too much. Everybody's booked up, and nobody can give me good rates. So I talked to Veritard, I believe it was, is a company that handles that. They said, wait, it's going to take a while for your certificate to clear. By the time that clears, maybe, somebody can ship your item.
Yeah, there's really no point in trying to book now because the EUC paperwork, especially your first time going through it, on a rare occasion, I've seen people breeze through in a week or two, but typically first time 10, 12, 14, 16 weeks is more realistic, I think. So
I guess it's just a waiting game.
It is. And, once you get a couple months into it, then maybe you start talking to the freight people, but it really doesn't pay to put any time into it right now because so much is going to change between now and then anyway.
Yeah. It comes down to it. California is not that far away. I can fly down and drive it back. Supposedly, it runs. You know how that goes.
That's a terrible idea.
Don't do that.
No, I'm not kidding. No, it's completely unsafe. Don't do it.
You will not. There's something missing that you're just going to go off the road or it's going to blow up.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And this isn't, I joke sometimes, but no, absolutely don't. That is a very, very bad idea. Jason,
I'm a little reserved in letting them run it up on a truck.
No, you have to. You absolutely have to. You can't buy a Humvee from auction and drive it. I mean, if you had 20 miles, I would say if you can go back roads and go slow and have someone behind you with blinkers on, blocking, maybe. It's still a bad idea. It's still a terrible idea. Because even something simple, like if one of your hubs has water in it, you may destroy that hub driving down the highway. And then a wheel comes off and goes through the minivan beside you, and you've just killed a small family. So, yeah, just don't. Just take that off the table. It's not an option.
Everybody
joke
knows that's a
about
bad idea.
It's not realistic. Yep. So, other than that, I'm looking. What's that?
I know nothing about Humvees, and I knew that was a bad idea right off the bat.
Mm-hmm. So, what did you get? Was it 1152? Is that what you got?
No, I believe I'd have to give me a moment to pull it up here. Actually, I don't have it on my monitor. It's 1123.
Oh, okay.
So, has 4-speed, but it's not up armored or anything, and has a naturally aspirated 6.5.
Right.
So, but to its benefit, Yeah, no, that's what I thought too. And to its benefit, it's one of the few that looked dry underneath. No apparent fuel, radiator leaks, no apparent oil leaks. So maybe it's good. Find out when it
So
gets
it's
here.
empty.
It's all drained out.
Yep.
That makes you wonder. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Well, that's what we said when I was a crew chief in the Air Force. If the plane wasn't dripping, it was empty.
great.
Makes you feel
No
safe.
wonder it's so clean.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, that's exciting. And so what is your plan for it? Where do you see this build going?
You know, I sold my Humvee about 2 months ago now, and I've been disappointed. I really enjoyed that truck, but it was a fancier unit. You've seen it was rhino line, painted, beautiful truck. But it got to the point where you really don't want to drive it or get it dirty. So I'm going to fix this one up, do what I need to get it functional, make sure the interior is decent. Of course, put a top on it, seats, mirrors, all the basics. And then I'm probably just going to drive it as is. I like the camo look. The paint looks to be in decent condition. And I just hope to use it and have a more functional vehicle rather than more of a show vehicle.
Yeah. Yeah, there's something to be said about going that route. And you sent me a picture of some what would we call it, a cargo cover top, something like that. Is that you want to make it like keep it a two-person, make it more utilitarian in the back, that kind of thing?
Exactly. And it rains a lot here in Washington, so having a dry space is very valuable. Most likely I'll be using it to go down to Portland or up to Seattle to pull inventory. And when you're heading down the highway, those cardboard boxes get soaked. So having a dry cargo space with a trailer I have has a tarp on it, it's just something you need up here because you never know with the weather.
Right. But if you're driving to Portland, you're going to want it to be up armored.
Well, like you said, there's plenty of room for improvements.
Yeah.
Put that swing arm on the side and borrow one of the big boys.
Yeah. If I'd been paying attention, if I'd have known you were looking to drive to Portland, I had an opportunity to get a bunch of armor last week, and I passed up on it because I didn't want it personally. But I could have acquired that armor for you.
Yeah, then you could just go downtown. Like, what are you doing? I'm going out to brunch downtown. No
Who wants to man the 50?
Just run right through everybody.
Yeah. No, if you see anything that you think could work for me, let me know. I'm always on the lookout. Like you can tell, I'm looking for tops and stuff and any improvements I can get before I get the vehicle. Probably unwise, but I'm excited.
Yeah, wise is for boring people.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. That's a neat project. Andy's here with his turret. Jason's here. Andy with his not just turret, with his whole Humvee. Jason doesn't have a turret, but he's got two Humvees. I've got a Humvee. AJ's got a Humvee.
You feel left out.
One of these things is not like the other.
I'm thinking I need to get a Humvee.
Yeah, finally he speaks some sense.
Here we are. I'll have to get one.
Yep.
I noticed the prices are coming down on them, at least in California. So
nice.
I would have to have it shipped to Jeff's house because I knew nothing about it. I'm just like, all right, hey, let me know when it's ready.
Yeah, that would work.
Well,
you
guys are lucky.
Andy.
You guys are lucky out there. There's quite a few mechanics that know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Okay, there's some. I think I got some guys down the road that they work on. I've seen a couple Humvees out there. I don't know if they know what they're doing because they're there quite often, but
You're talking about the military base that's a mile from your house, right?
Right down the street.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was like, wait a second. How come you never told me about this? So
because it's Space Force.
Right.
Space Force. They don't need trucks.
Right. Good. Let's see what else we have that's coming up. I'm getting close now. I'm like 5 weeks, I think, away from my big backpacking trip this summer. So that's going to be, y'all need to get ready because I'm not going to be here for like 2-3 weeks in a row.
And the show.
Someone else going to have to run the show.
I'll run it.
So
I got
to keep the streak alive.
It's going to be sponsored by Rayton and Woodford Reserve.
Oh, hey, if you can get them to give us money, then definitely we'll put their name on the
I'll
show.
work on it. You know me. I'm not scared to ask.
Good. All right, you talked about what you had coming. I got some stuff coming. AJ, you have anything in the works that review wise?
I'm working on the high score portable armorer's vise. So I got to demo that a few weeks ago, and that thing's pretty awesome. So excited for that review to come out. Next on the list is a high score portable target system. Need some 2x4s, which used to be cheap, but a few 2x4s, and you bolt them to the base, and you have a target stand that you can take with you anywhere. So hopefully I can unbox that this week.
Nice. Yeah, I look forward to seeing that. Maybe we need a guest host while Jeff is gone. Well, we do. We absolutely do. And the default when I'm not here, we just assume that King TJ is going to take over. But all that's negotiable. I trust TJ's judgment. If he wants to do it, that's fine. If he wants to put someone else in charge, the ship is in good hands with TJ at the helm. So I have. Except don't let Pickle do it.
No, I won't. I know.
Or you could. I don't know. Whatever. I trust you. Whatever you want to do.
He'd be hanging in his hammock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You could get bold and like maybe invite the gun snob to come co-host with you or something.
Maybe I could.
Oh my God. Is that comment dripping with sarcasm, or am I just reading that into it?
That sounded like sarcasm. Can I mute him?
It's hard to tell. Yeah.
I can hide it though. Oh, look at
that.
Oh no. There you go.
I think we were both clicking at the same time. Yeah.
We were.
All right. So let's see. What else do we have to talk about? I've got you know what? I don't want to talk about any of that. I got a bunch of different things I could talk about. I'm going to pass on those for now.
I picked up a couple more lowers. They're on their way. I got one of the Foxtrot mic lowers assembled. I'm going to do a 9. So I'm going to do that one, and then
that is a brand that has kind of jumped onto the scene.
I want to give them a shot. I mean, they were in stock, so that's a win on my my book. It's like perfect.
Yeah. I'm trying to think when I first heard about them. I'm thinking it was NRA Show 2016. One of the folks we were talking to, maybe the M+M people, that knew someone there at Foxtrot Mike. That's the first I'd ever heard of them. And I didn't hear much about them for a few years. And then Brownells started carrying them. And next thing you know, it's like you hear about them all over the place. Yeah. Like, hey, look at that.
I'll give them a shot. Like I said, I wanted to do another pistol build, so I'm gonna do a 9, and then like I said, I've got 2 or 3 more lowers coming, so I'm gonna get the just 7.62 by 3.9, whatever else I can find.
Yeah, hard to find stuff in stock nowadays. So AJ, I'm going to put you on the spot here because while you are ostensibly here as the Humvee guy, you are a brand owner. Right? A lot of people probably don't know this, but AJ doesn't review gun cases because that's what his company does. And it would be kind of weird for him to review them here. He reviews Humvee stuff, but then he actually
does. They just get 5 stars every time. Perfect. Yeah.
If you look over TJ's shoulder at the stack of pistol cases, those are Cedar Mill Fine Firearms. And that is from our fine proprietor here on the bottom row. So AJ, what can you tell me from a supply standpoint? Are you having trouble getting product, keeping it in stock? How are things going from the manufacturer brand standpoint?
It's pretty difficult right now. We've pretty much every shipment since December has been delayed. We actually had a shipment come to our warehouse here in Washington. We ordered in December. We finally got it the 8th of last month. That was a disaster. Finally, we're actually doing pretty good on stock, but at the same time, I had to invest in some forecasting software. And because of that software, I'm able to stay on top of it while expecting delays, but you just have to expect them, and it's backed up. It's expensive. Things are not in a good place logistics wise.
Well, I'm
Everybody's
sorry to
running
hear that. And so everyone who is listening, either live or in replay, you know what? While we're thinking about it, please give us a thumbs up. That would help. That may get help some other people see that we're broadcasting and get some more people here. If you give us a thumbs up, I'm going to assume that is like a virtual high five for Cedar Mill Fine Firearms. You can find them at AJ. Tell us the website if someone wants to go buy something. Now that you have stuff in stock, man, go
I know,
help
yeah.
AJ make some money. He makes awesome stuff. So go check out his site. What's the URL?
CedarMillFirearms.com.
There you go. Go check it out, folks.
We just opened a new line of cleaning kits, so get a case and a cleaning kit all in one order.
Well, check that out. Wait till you see shipping costs now that there's a gas shortage. Oh my goodness. I don't even want to think about that. And like I've got some stuff that I'm about to pick up. Some Humvee doors, some hard doors, picking up to sell. And I'm getting a little concerned that I may be struggling to sell that stuff at a price that makes it worthwhile to pick it up, just because shipping's going to be tough. If I can't find someone local who wants it, then someone may try to beat me down on price to cover the additional freight cost, and that's going to suck.
Yeah.
Because at some point it's not worth even buying it to sell it if that's going to happen.
Oh, here, I'll give you this one too, Jeff. There you go.
Hey, Buck, how are you? Good to see you.
All right, going back to this one. There we go.
Oh, did you get the Andes down there? Boom. All right, so you'll know when a North Florida order comes in for a case that fits an MP5 clone that Andy checked out the site and did you a solid there. So awesome.
So you guys worried about the gas up there, huh? People are starting to hoard it down here, and I have no idea why. Like, we're not going to run out. We have nothing to do with that pipeline.
It's because the toilet paper debacle is still fresh in everyone's mind. So people, I think, over the past year and a half have really been conditioned to just freak out and be really reactive and be skittish and scared of everything. It's like we're French or something. America became France. I don't know how that happened. Sitting back waiting for the government to tell us what to do. It's craziness. I mean, this is not America. But anyhow, maybe we can get back to being America at some point. I'm hoping we've actually. What'd you say?
Florida's trying.
I know it.
We're leading the charge, baby.
Yep.
Yeah.
And is that having any impacts on the West Coast, AJ? Are you seeing any?
Fuel prices have been creeping up. Nothing too drastic or too sudden. I did hear this morning, and I'm not sure if it's accurate, but one of the major pipelines running through the U.S., their software was hit by ransomware, so they were down for a few hours yesterday.
Right.
Which really has a lot to do with the sun issues, but.
Yeah, so my understanding of that is there was a pretty brief outage, and they pretty rapidly transitioned to manual control of the pipeline. So it was down, but it wasn't down for long. And in the grand scheme of things, it really wasn't down enough to cause any issues. But then a bunch of East Coast governors along the pipeline said, "Oh no, we have to declare a state of emergency," and it freaked everyone out. And what we ended up with was this self-fulfilling prophecy of, oh no, there's going to be gas shortages. We have to do all these emergency powers so we can shift fuel around easier. And it's like, no, you don't. You just need to shut your word hole and let people keep going about their lives without panicking.
Yeah.
Knee-jerk reactions rarely serve a good benefit.
Yeah.
They're putting gasoline in plastic bags. I'm like, what's wrong with you people? I was like, well, I had to weed them out. It's fine, but.
Amen, Crystal. Well said.
That's my girl. Sometimes she's good. Sometimes.
There's I-40 shut down. That's craziness. So the crazy part here is, as far as I understand it, there is no gas shortage. It is a distribution shortage, and it's all pretty much driven by increased buying, just panic buying. If everyone just continued to buy at normal levels, this wouldn't have been an issue hardly anywhere at all, period.
Yeah.
End of story.
Yeah.
It is a completely self-inflicted injury.
Yeah, DeSantis we had to declare a state of emergency just because everybody was out panic buying. I'm like, why, guys? I was like, that pipeline even has nothing to do with us.
Yep.
So.
Yep. So anyhow.
Yeah, good times.
Kept me from driving the van this evening. Because I just got back from a wrestling match. Because I'm one of the coaches for our local high school wrestling team, and with COVID, we had so few people on the team that the match actually went quick enough that I was able to go to the match and get back in time for the show, because I thought there was no way I was going to make it here. But it went all right, and the guys they did okay. Yeah, they could have done better. Some of them did really well, but it's tough. All right, what do we got here? I just pulled up to fuel at Costco, and the lanes are all packed.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, everyone panic buying. They got to top their tanks off. Do they need it? Probably not.
No. So I was out yelling at the gas station because all I needed like 10 gallons of diesel so I can go down to Palm Bay and back. And I was yelling at people. I was like, there ain't no hurricane coming. I was like, you'll all be okay. Gas will be here tomorrow. And people were looking at me like, filling up their plastic bags and their coolers. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Gas prices will skyrocket. So, and I heard a theory earlier today that oil companies took a bit of a hit during the reduced travel with COVID, and they're looking for something so that they can jack prices up a little bit and recover some of the profits that they missed out on during the COVID lockdown. So that would make sense,
Sure.
Since that kind of thing happens. Do they have to wear masks while on the mat? Dude, Andy, so the official rules for wrestling are, it's wrestling, right? This is like the ultimate contact sport. They're supposed to wear masks during practice if they are within 6 feet of someone else. If they are more than 6 feet apart, like doing a workout or something, everyone's standing in their rows more than 6 feet apart, doing jumping jacks and push-ups and stuff, they can drop the mask off their face briefly. But then once they come in contact with each other to physically wrestle, then they are supposed to wear a mask. And if you have ever wrestled or done any kind of contact or combat sports, then you know exactly how asinine that is, and how whoever wrote that as a requirement needs to just quit and do us all a favor and say, you know what? I've already made it obvious that I'm incompetent and out of touch with reality, so I'm just going to spare you and step down. They should do that, really. But yeah, it's not typically how bureaucrats deal with things, so I don't expect it to happen. Wrestling and social distancing, yeah, it's ridiculous.
There were kids wearing masks at the track meet, running in the meet and wearing a mask. I'm like, okay. I was like, I think everybody thinks that I'm sure you've seen the meme where the bouncing COVID balls are bouncing through New York City. I think that's what people think it is. It's like it's everywhere. You got to wear. I'm like, this is Florida, man. Nothing survives outside in the summer here.
So you're right. And I think two of the most dangerous things in the world are someone who thinks they're helping is one. What's the other one? Oh, I posted it yesterday or the day before. I don't remember. I can't remember the other one now. But definitely someone who thinks they're helping is one of them. That's probably the most dangerous one. Dang it. I'm going to have to. All right. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to go to another screen and look it up. This is TJ, take over.
All right. What do we got going on? I did see a guy putting gas in the cooler today. I wish I would have had a picture. But I'm sure it's out there somewhere. I'm sure somebody got a picture, and it'll be a meme, Florida man meme. After 4 or 5 people blow themselves up going home after this.
Well, I do need to apologize here, guys. I need to take off, but it was great chatting with you.
Right,
I'll drop a link for the web store in the chat, and you guys have a wonderful evening.
There you go.
Do it.
See you.
Thanks. Good to see you, man.
See ya.
And then there were two.
Yeah, that was AJ, Cedar Mill, Fine Firearms. Go check them out.
I love
And
the
I'm still
faces.
scrolling on the other screen to see if
I
I
can talk amongst myself, I guess.
can. Oh, yes, I remember the other one now
Oh, there it
because
is.
I found it. People afraid that they will be held responsible for something. Two most dangerous things in the world. People who think they're helping. We have a metric shit ton of those out there right now. And then people that are afraid that they will be held responsible for something. So that's like the whole bureaucratic class right now.
Yep.
Afraid that if anyone gets sick, they're going to get blamed for it. So yeah, that's kind of where we are.
But deep down, aren't you just responsible for your own health? I mean, when it comes down to it.
I'd like to think I am, but apparently that's not good enough. Getting close to. Oh, really, Andy? Is it going to be like that PDX from Maxim Defense, the 300 Blackout SPR?
It's not going to be as cool.
Yeah. Have you seen the stuff that Andy does?
I know.
Okay. Most people I know, it doesn't matter what they're doing. You could say it's not going to be that cool, and I'd be like, yeah, you're probably right, because they'll think it's cool, and it will be cool, but will it be like earth-shattering cool? Andy doesn't mess around. Seriously. All right, so he's going to use the Maxim Defense stuff.
Awesome.
Yep. All right, so yeah, homeboy don't play. I'm telling you, at all. Well, he told me he was going to bring his old farm truck to the shop. The one time I stopped by his shop in Jacksonville, and he rolled up in a classic. It was like a Model A or Model T. I don't know what it was, but it was like a pimped out little. I don't think it was fully rat rod. It wasn't fully retro mod either. It was a hot little truck though. Yeah, and Andy don't play. Now I just need to find ammo. Yeah, that's the truth.
Well, I'll keep an eye out. We're getting stocked up down here.
Yeah, look for 300 Blackout for him.
Okay, I will do.
Oh, we've
put that up there.
Shooting. Awesome. Yeah.
What was ahead of you?
Yeah, it's yeah, there it was. It was a Model A. Look at that. Yeah, that was a cool little pickup. Oh yeah, I'm gonna bring my old farm truck, and then it's like, really, dude, come on. And then what was the other time? I don't remember if it was just pictures he showed me. I'm pretty sure he showed up in the little blue Cobra Roadster one time. Like, dude, just rub it in, will you?
He was
lots of cool. Yeah, he was. Yeah, lots of cool stuff. All right, so let's see. Oh, I didn't show. I've been showing people my latest acquisitions every week. I don't think I had this one last week. This one is this one's really fancy looking.
Looks like it's on fire.
It does, doesn't it? This is a 2005, I believe, if I'm reading this right, a 2005 from Samick. It's a Korean model, Greg Bennett design Ultramatic. They call it the UM3, and it is a hot rod. Absolutely. So, yeah. So what I'm doing is I'm documenting a different guitar each week and posting it, like we talked about earlier, for that reference stuff. That'll come up in a month or so.
Can you make a banner for it?
Make a banner. Oh, speaking of making banners.
Oh.
What are we doing? Not this weekend, but the next weekend.
I don't know. What are we doing next week?
You and me. What are we doing? TJ, are you paying attention?
Did I forget something?
What have you been sending me emails? Hey, did you remember to RSVP for?
Yeah, IV8888. Yeah,
right. So we're gonna go do
that's creeping up on me. It snuck up on me. Ooh.
I know. Not this weekend, but the next weekend. We will be joining Santa Chris at Red Hill Range in kind of northern Georgia. Eric and Chad, the Iraq Veteran 8888 crew from YouTube, host this. They call it a online media. They used to call it a YouTuber shoot, and I think that people were afraid that we're actually going to shoot YouTubers, so they changed it to more like online media, whatever. Maybe they still call it a YouTuber thing. But it's a Saturday and Sunday where 50, 60, 70 brands bring all their cool new guns and ammo and optics and magazines and whatever. And they set up their displays right there beside the shooting range. So we talk to them about their guns. We pick up the gun. They hand us a loaded magazine. We turn around, take 2 steps, and shoot them on the firing range.
Probably get 3 rounds this time.
Well, that's really part of the question. I mean, if you're out there listening, how do you think they're going to deal with ammo? What do you predict? Are they going to say, "Oh, y'all are big time YouTube, personalities. We're going to let you shoot whatever you want," or is it going to be more like, "All right, here's your magazine with 5 rounds, your standard capacity magazine with 5 rounds in it, and when you get done, don't ask for more."
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's going to depend on the brands. I mean, whatever the brands can find. I mean, there was quite a bit of ammo running around at the gathering.
Yeah,
I almost ran off with it. I had that big bag.
Oh, you did. I remember seeing that. You can see that. It's been documented. It's on video.
I saw it. I know. That's why
it's
I had to give it back. But
so the one, the one that's getting me though is when the event was over and everyone was packing up, and we were hanging with the Palmetto State Armory folks. And Chad had a full double-decker shop cart loaded down with ammo.
Yeah.
And TJ and I are sitting there watching as his staff is going through and what do we have? And Chad's like, "What do you mean we have all this left? How do we have all this left?" And I'm like, "Come on, there's room in the truck." And I didn't make a push for, come on, man. I could use some ammo to get some reviews done, and I didn't, and I feel bad about it.
That's like I said, that's poor planning on your part there. Usually you're right on top of it.
I know.
You're getting soft in your old age.
Yeah. Well, I was distracted by the broken foot, I think.
Probably. You were in pain.
Yeah.
And having to work on my truck to boot. So yeah.
Yeah. Hey, but it worked. Is your truck going to make it to Georgia and back?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah!
I'll get all the steering components are in, so that'll put that together. I'll do a brake oil filter, load up 3 or 4 coolers, and propane tank, everything else.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about who's taking what for this. So who's the crew for this? Me, you, Toby.
Ruben's gonna meet us up there, right?
Ruben, is that it?
I think.
She's a beast now. Is she talking about your truck?
I hope so.
Yeah, it was a little vague on the context. I'm going to assume she's talking about your truck.
Probably.
Otherwise, this just got kind of weird.
Yeah, because I don't know what she's talking about.
Yeah, your neighbor was sending me notes this morning about backpacking in Costa Rica and wanting to know what kind of pack to take.
She's been in Costa Rica a couple of times because they don't require the vaccine. You just get do a quick test or whatever, and off you go.
Huh?
I was like,
that's kind of neat.
Maybe I should go to Costa Rica.
Y'all heard of the Ronin Prism sites? I don't think I've heard of that. Have you heard of that, TJ? Huh. Oh, she confirmed it. Yes. Yes, she's talking about Shannon. Is that what this was about? She called your neighbor a beast?
Yes.
I don't know. Things just got a little odd. Are they any good? I don't know. I don't know, Buck. I hadn't heard about them. Man, it's a shame Toby isn't here. Toby probably is on top of that and would know. That's not a brand that I'm familiar with, or a specific product that I'm familiar with. All right. We have gotten through most of the stuff on our shit shooting. So so now we're going to open up the floor to questions. If you have any comments, any questions, anything you want to talk about out there, please leave a comment in the chat. If you haven't given us a thumbs up yet, if you hadn't subscribed to the Gear Report channel, please consider doing that. We do have a Patreon. I should probably mention that a little bit more often, because that really does help when it comes time to go to these events. Which reminds me, I need to spend some Patreon money pretty soon. If anyone has a newer GoPro that they're looking to get out from under, like you don't use it, you've got like a 6, 7, or 8 GoPro 6, 7, or 8 Hero Black that you're looking to cash out on, please let me know, because I picked up a Hero 5 Black for my backpacking trip, and it is a big improvement over the Faux Pro camera that I have been taking before, but it's not quite what I would like. Oh, we have flare?
Well, once you get the camera, yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant the Nature Boy Ric Flair. It's like,
oh, if we get him on,
when
that
did
would
this
be
happen?
awesome.
Yeah, I'd woo for you, but I don't do a good Ric Flair woo. So anyhow, yeah, I'm looking to pick up another a newer GoPro 6, 7, or 8 because they have better image stabilization, which is actually important when you're backpacking and the camera's moving up and down every time you take a step.
I saw that comparison video. I was like, oh my gosh.
Ooh, I know, it was crazy, wasn't it? How intense that was. So something I have coming up, I'm going to do an episode of Show Us Your Cat. It is the catamaran sailing show for Joyrider TV, and I'm going to do that for Joe Bennett over in
talking about there.
Yeah, it looks like it. You know, just visually, it looks an awful lot like the True Spec that I've got on. I think I've got that on a Smith & Wesson SW22 Victory, little 22 long rifle like competition. That's my little pimped out competition pistol, and went through all the trouble to pimp it out, and then I put a little True Glow red dot on it. But hey, it works pretty damn good. I can sit, 25 yards, draw smiley faces on the target with ammo so yeah, that works out pretty well. All right, what else you got before we shut her down?
Nothing, man. Just like everybody else, waiting on parts, trying to find ammo.
Yeah.
Done with track now, so they had their states, and so we're done.
How'd they do? Anyone live up to their potential?
No, Isabel got quarantined right before regional.
Oh no, that's terrible.
It was horrible. Senior year, she was going to be, she was going to win region, and she was going to do well. She done well in state, and that was it.
That is absolutely terrible. Like someone in her family got it, or what?
No, they had she was doing like a musical theater class, and they were all outside wearing their masks 6 feet apart practicing. And one of the kids got tested positive, so the principal nuked the whole class. Everybody in the class.
Oh my God.
I mean, we did everything. She went and got tested for the antibodies, tested positive for both the antibodies because she already had the first round of vaccine. Tested negative on a quick test. Tested negative on we did everything, and he's like, nope. And like,
that makes zero sense.
I agree, but I mean, I think what the theory was that he was like, well, if I do it for her, then I'm going to have 50 other parents all over me about. I'm like, well,
but that's fine. If they have proof that they don't have it, then who cares if you have 50? You need to have 50 then.
Yeah.
See, so this is what I said. One of the two most dangerous people who are afraid they'll be held responsible for something.
Yep. So we're gonna do. We're gonna do some AAU this summer. There's, I think, 3 or 4 meets down here at the ESPN World of Sports over there in Orlando, and just keep her jumping till college.
Good.
So my season ended shortly. Abruptly, it ended.
It's terrible. Well, and we didn't know if we were going to be able to have wrestling season at all. They postponed it till late in the year. It's an abbreviated season. They've got crazy rules. Like the kids literally are supposed to wear their mask until they step on the mat for their match. And then, they put it down at the scorer's table. When they get done, they're supposed to immediately walk to the scorer's table, pick it up, put their mask back on. The ref can't even grab their wrist and hold up the winner's hand. They mock it. The ref reaches towards their arm, but stops 6 inches short. And then as he raises, the kid is supposed to kind of raise the arm with him.
I mean, it's all ridiculous.
It is crazy.
It's killing
but then they wrestle. Yeah.
Then they wrestle.
Yep. Anyhow. All right.
We shut her down. Any other questions?
Oh, it's up. You're the one running this. I don't know. Are we?
Whoa.
The Rona got you.
About sneezed all over the screen. That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Clean up, heil me. Yeah, I guess that's. No other questions. Andy's taken off. Crystal's done. I'm sure she's had enough.
Yeah.
It's all right. You got to do your finger.
Oh, I know you're doing it.
Oh, I'm doing it. Oh crap.
Yep. Remember, you got to click the end broadcast, and then it'll give you. Do you really want to end broadcast? Wait till you've done the first one before you do the finger, because otherwise you'll get like a finger cramp holding it up there.
Right. So I would bust your chops. Yep.
Trust me, I've been there. Good job,
all right.
Chris.
All right. Yeah. No. All right, everybody. We appreciate your time. How long have we been on this one?
51 minutes, 28 seconds.
What is that?
Roughly. Not them counting.
It's close enough. We don't, guitar stuff. So, all right.
Yeah.
Until next time, we'll see you at the range. Uh-oh.